Hello and welcome to Budget with Brian, and today I'm going to talk about fitting these downlighters. These particular ones are by a company called Kightsbridge, and what's very unique about these that I found is that they're packed full of features. So on the back here we've got a couple of settings. There's a 5 watt and an 8 watt setting, and then across here is a little slider which allows you to select 27K, 3000K, 4000K, and I think that says 6000K in terms of color temperature. So basically you fit this one fitting and you've got as bright as you need and whatever color temperature you need without having to swap them out. Additionally, they also have this very neat way of terminating. So you can go ahead and terminate with this, which has got this very nice toolless feature of, just pushing your cables in, and you've got an in and an out on there, which is great. And then this cable cleat, which cleats down on top of that, and then you can just leave that, do your testing, and then come along and plug your lamp in and push it back. The fitting itself doesn't come with a bezel, so I've ordered these bezels separately, and then you clip them on and you're good to go. They come in lots of different colors, silver, brass, black, white. I don't think there's any other colors, but I mean, that's enough, isn't it? They are somewhere in the region of £8 to £10 for the unit itself, and then the bezel's about £1 on top of that. But for the quality, I think it's excellent. I can also tell you that these are dimmable, and I've tested these out with a number of different dimmers because the dimmers are not always the same. And also, being an LED, this particular model also isn't prone to that glowing in the dark problem or flickering when you're using them with certain switches, etc. They are also fire rated and IP rated, so you can use them in those different areas. IP65 rated, so you can use them in those wetter areas if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and fit some of these and show you what they look like when they're in. So the hole size for this is 70 millimeters. So I did have to go out and buy a hole saw. Now I've started to collect these particular Bosch hole saws. I particularly like the way that they work. There's the whole kit, and I think, oops, that's upside down. There's the whole kit. Well, it's not the whole kit. There's certainly a starter kit. And now something I have discovered is that this little starter kit, if you like, which is a 68 millimeter hole saw, comes with the Speedy Arbor. And it also comes with these two other attachments, so you can connect up some of your legacy hole saws and use the same arbor, which is, I think, actually really quite useful. This was only about £15, something like that, for the kit. I'll link to where you can get those below from Amazon, which is where I got this one from. Now, on top of that, I also went ahead and bought, this. Now, it took forever to come from AliExpress, but this is I think probably we've all seen these starting to creep out into some of the more easily accessible. Now, I picked this one up, I think, for a couple of pounds. It looks like a couple of pounds worth. It is just a piece of plastic. But very importantly, it's got a bearing right in the middle there. It doesn't look like a great bearing, but you'll see why this is important in a minute. Now, I don't know this is going to fit. So we're going to learn this together right at this point. So here's the arbor. And this is supposed to fit through. Oh, yeah, it's going to work. So that's great. Now, I don't think it's quite what we were after. It needs to be a lot taller really for that. So, but I still think it's going to catch some of the dust. The idea actually is that it presses flat against and that the cutting tool sits within. So this may work with some of the older sort of cheaper ones, but yeah, this needs to be at least sort of twice the height. So epic fail by me there by not realizing that. I actually thought it was going to be this whole size that was going to be the problem, but it isn't. It's how tall it is. Well, I still think it's going to catch some dust, but you know, here we are. First things first, let's change from the 68mm to the 70, and that's how quickly you can do it. Okay, so I've loaded it up into the overly excessive Makita Drill. There's a video for this if you haven't already seen it. It is an absolute beast, but the great thing is it's not going to stall on cutting things of this nature. So you can see that bearing holds the, will hold this absolutely still. But yeah, it is supposed to be flat against the ceiling, which we're not going to get until we're done. But it is going to catch that dust. Here you can see I've already pre-cut with my super duper Bosch cutter, which is on the drill right now. It looks and works really well. So I've cut all those out. I was very lucky in this room that actually where I had planned for the lights to go is absolutely where they came out. This is how they come packaged if you're buying them in bulk. This is a nice big pack of them. I'm not quite sure how many there are in there, but there's a lot. What have we got? 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20. That's a box of 20. Anyway, this is how they come packaged. And all I'm going to do for now is just take this part out, and I'm just going to fit these to the ceiling. So that's the next job. I've had the opportunity to fit quite a few of these now, and yeah, a bit fiddly actually. This space here is a little bit narrow for arranging your cables and so on. And I'm not a great fan of this single sort of setup here where you've got, you know, well, I mean there's one separate plug for each cable going in, but you've got to overlay your cables over the top. Would have been much neater to have, you know, three separate ones and then another 3 separate ones so you can get your cables straight in. I'd even go as far to say that it would be nice to have maybe some sort of extended shroud come out so that you don't have to sleeve over for the earth. That would be a good solution if indeed you need to actually oversleeve. I'd be interested in your comments below whether that's necessary or not, but I've done it nonetheless. Yeah, it's just a bit awkward. You've really got to you know, line those cables up, which actually take quite a lot of time to get it right, to get the spacing right. So that would be my only negative thing to say about these Kightsbridge LED lights. Everything else I think about them is brilliant.